Alright guys, as you can see, yesterday when I cut that hay, I narrowed up my windrow just a little bit because I knew that we only had today that was supposed to be nice, and then they're talking storms Sunday and Monday, so I kind of wanted the windrow narrow, so that way it doesn't get too dry before we get this rain. And then after we get the rain that goes through, leave it sit for a day, then we'll tet it out so the windrow can dry, and then we'll get it baled. That's just my way of trying to get the rain gods to make it rain for us. It can wash my hay. But what I wanted to make a video on was this $14.99 swather, self-propelled haybine, whatever you want to call it. I've had questions about this reel and why it is the way it is, how they're angled. You can see they're tipped. Well, if you look on the $4.99 head, this is a $14.96 head, which is the same as a $4.99. They don't have an auger in them, and the crimp rolls are only about 9-10 feet wide, but it's a 12-foot cut. So as you can see, that reel is set at an angle so it pulls the hay here up to the crush rolls. So that's why they are tipped like that. And the first time I run it, you focus on those and how they turn funny, and it, I don't know, it almost kind of mesmerizes you a little bit. But now this year, after getting it so I can actually cut, because last year I had all kinds of issues, now it cuts without an issue. I mean, I can put the hydro in low gear all the way forward and cut, even in this grass, and it doesn't seem to have an issue. Every once in a while you'll see it'll miss a tuft or something, but that could have been where the deer were laying down or whatever. And yesterday, that 3 acres, 2.5 acres that I cut only took me about 20 minutes. It probably would have been a wiser idea to go slower. That would have given the crimp rolls or crush rolls or whatever you want to call them, conditioning rolls, a better chance at crimping those stems. But sometimes it's fun just to see how fast you can get something done. So that's how or why this is designed the way it is. And as you guys can see, it found a home inside now. When I brought this home for my cousins last year, he always said, oh, you know, the first time you cut, you always got to shine the pan up first. Well, it's always sat outside, so it rusts. Well, I painted that pan, and now it doesn't seem to be an issue. So that has helped a lot. I'm gonna go to the back side here and show you guys something too. It just barely fits in here, and it'll still see some rain. Maybe down the road we'll close off one more section here, but I don't know for sure if it's gonna stay living down here. If I ever get that 60 going, get it moved, it might sit up in the top part of the shed. But the other thing with this haybine right here controls your flap in the back, and if you drop it down here, actually this hole will lay it full width. This one, well, it's basically the same. This is the hole I normally run it in. That lays it full width of the crush rolls. And now, as you can see, I moved it 2 holes farther forward to make the windrow just a little bit narrower. Like I say, because if I have it on the first hole, there's only about a foot between the windrows, and now you can see there's about 4 feet between the windrows, maybe a little bit more. Like I say, I know that the rain is coming. They're talking pretty good storms tomorrow and Monday, so I wanted the windrows narrow. As you can see, I've got a hay wrapping issue here that I need to get that cut off. But other than that, it cuts great and everything. I do need to fix this. This is for my down pressure on this side of the top crush roll. For some reason it's jammed, and we had to cut it. Otherwise this side of the crush roll would not move at all. It was all straight in lines, and it's supposed to be a little bit of a bend in it, so that way when it comes up like this instead of pushing back into here. So I'm gonna have to get this apart or find a piece of steel to put in there to lengthen it just a hair and then weld it all back up. That's the only thing it really needs. So, but normally, like in my Heston, the crush roll is never even, the springs disconnected on it, so they're basically just there to throw the hay out the back. But I do want to get that fixed. Like I say, I'm probably going to have to get it apart. I don't know exactly how it comes apart, because according to that tab on there, that whole shaft must have to come out. So we're probably going to try and just weld it up in here. We'll just V-notch it really good so we can start welding in real deep and then fill it in. If nothing else, maybe put a plate or something on the outside. But that is the one thing that needs to be fixed. Other than that, the only other issue with it is, like I mentioned in the video the other day, I have no oil pressure according to the gauge. And for some reason, the oil pressure gauge sender is broke, so I need to order a new one of these. But it has a safety for like an idiot light. The idiot light isn't coming on, it has oil pressure, and if you sit and hold this on there, then it has really good oil pressure. But yeah, other than that, it's just, you got your two drive motors on each side, and they run off the shaft, and then on the other side there's just a small hydraulic pump that raises the head up and down and then does the header tilt, which is right here. So other than that, it's a pretty simple machine. And the other drive motor obviously is right underneath this panel. The air is not hooked up. I'm pretty sure that Tecumseh pump is froze up. They normally all are. But honestly, if you keep the window closed and you have the fan running high, it isn't bad sitting in there. So, and yesterday it was 90 degrees when I cut that, and actually it wasn't that bad. So anyways, that's just kind of a quick little overview of this machine. Here you can see the inside. I know I've shown it before, but here's your lever to turn the head on. That pedal's to raise the header up and down. That one's to tilt it. You can see there's the hydrostatic lever, and as you can see right now, it's farther forward than neutral, and right there is where it doesn't want to move, and it all depends on a lot of different factors. Try not to bump the steering wheel getting in and out of here, because if you bump it, when you try to start it, it'll try to move right away. I don't know, the radio says it works, but I don't ever hear anything coming out of it, so I just shut it off. It's got this fancy schmancy can holder right here, and as you can see, I cut the top of the bottle off to put over top of it to keep stuff out of it, because there's a mouse nest up in the fan, which I tried cleaning most of it out, but otherwise, those fans move a lot of air. The light actually works, the other lights actually work. And see right here, you've got oil lights, dummy lights and everything, your throttle, your shut off. So pretty simple machine to run. I actually prefer it now over a pull type haybind, because you can sit and look forward the whole time. You don't get a crink in your neck, and it's fast. I mean, even with the Hydra Swing, you can't turn the corner as fast as you can with this one. And yesterday I wasn't turning the corner near as fast as a guy could. I mean, this thing will more than spin on a dime. So it's pretty quick machine, pretty efficient. That little Ford, what is it, a 256 or whatever? He just sips fuel. I don't know what this wire is for. Just sitting here unhooked. But yeah, other than that, the only other problem is that gearbox leaks a little bit. So I've been putting, what is it, 9140 in it, really thick oil, and I just top it off every time before I go cut. And it usually only takes about a pint or a little more, so it's not like it's that bad. But yeah, other than that, oh, and the other thing while I'm showing it, see, I thought Soybean Farmer's little tractor had the same style pump, but when I was talking about the start assist on them, see, here's your throttle. There's this button here. You push that button in, and I believe you got to get the throttle set part way up. You push the button in, and apparently it dumps it. It gives it a lot more fuel to start them, and then as soon as you back the throttle off, that button's supposed to pop out. But I don't know exactly how to set it. See, there it's set in, and there it popped out. So that's your start assist. Like I say, I don't know much about them. I was hoping Ford Farmer's tractor had that and could show you how to run it, but yours obviously doesn't have the same pump. So, but anyways, that's just a quick little overview of this thing. It is a 2-speed, and I don't use it in high speed because it seems like going down the road it's almost too hard to move it in high. So I just run it in low, and I don't have to go down the road very far with it anyway. So, but yeah, other than that, it's a pretty good machine for what I give for it. So, like I say, I could turn around and sell that motor and get my money back out of it. So, but it doesn't burn any oil or nothing. Doesn't run hot, so it should be good for a long time. Like I say, those hydrostat motors or whatever were just redone before my cousin bought it. So yeah, should be good for a long time. So anyways, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this little overview kind of this $14.99 New Holland self-propelled hay bind. So thanks for watching. Catch you guys later.